Oh, ho, ho, ho. Wow. What brought on the Persona music today? I don't know. Somebody linked a stupid meme in chat yesterday, and I clicked it, and I liked the song. There's a wait. I don't want to say something musically ridiculous. Hold on. Wait. There's this falling chord thing that some of the things I listen to do. Hold on. Wait, give me 5 seconds. We can't hear? Good. You're not supposed to hear. It's not meant for you. It's meant for me, okay? Is this... It goes from... Nope. Maybe? No. Is it? No. No. There's some falling thing, and I feel like I hear this in a lot of other music out there. Hold on. Wait. Oh, because it does, because it ends on that. Because it does this. Okay, so it's this. Wait. No. I think it's this one next, maybe? And then this, like, I don't know if Kashiwa does this, and all of his, like, big sections and all of his songs have, I think literally all of them use the same. Oh, maybe not though. Wait. Not this one. Hold on. Why is it not showing up my liked songs? I know this is here. Wait, did the Sun song, did that get removed from Spotify? There's no way. It's 4 major 7, 5 7, 3 7, 6. No, what? That looks like some poppy. No, there's nothing wrong with poppy. I need it. Every time I say that word, it sounds like I'm being mean. I don't mean it that way. It's so poppy. There's nothing wrong with poppy. There's nothing wrong with poppy. I just don't like that sound. But that's definitely not what I'm talking about now. That sounds like one of those corporate records, like every song uses this or whatever. Wait, am I just hallucinating this? Wait, maybe I think. Hold on, wait. One more thing. Wait. Hold on. Oh my god, I can't hear this at all. Hold on. Do, 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 do. Charlie, do you mind? I'm too lazy to figure this out. This movement shows up in a lot of songs. I swear to God it does, okay? I'm not sitting here figuring it out right now. Fuck you. Okay. How's life going? How are we doing today? You lose more music knowledge every year. You refuse to do a composition challenge. True. But guess who doesn't give a fuck? Yo mama. And that's why I don't give a fuck. I can always tell. Oh, so I asked yesterday for people to email me if like more political conversations are happening at work and your intelligence jobs and all that bullshit. Because I was just curious. I can always tell when people are emailing me from stuff because you guys use so many fucking abbreviations for everything. This sentence. We work on SAPs that are some of the highest classifications to my knowledge at the level of TS-SCI with HCS. Thank you. Thank you for that. True. I think I feel like I know most of these though. TS and SCI is top secret. Something compartmentalized information. Secret compartmentalized, separate compartmentalized information. Something SCI. TS SCI I think is your highest clearance level. HCS is something human confidential sources. Sensitive classified information. Fuck, is that what it stands for? No. Sensitive compartmented information. HCS is something. Oh, fuck, what does it stand for? Where are my people? Can you ban JLP? They're going to spam it today. Why? Did he die? Jordan Peterson? No, JLP is Jesse Lee Peterson. We watched your Alex Jones debate about J6 and got so fucking triggered. Even back then you told Alex he helped Ashley Babbitt get shot due to his rhetoric, and it was clear he just takes it as a joke. True! Mockler was on it. Oh God.
Yeah, right. It ain't gonna jump all the way over here. There's no way. Yeah, see, like, look at the C++ program. It's going like, we cannot attack all the way up there, right?
What is this game? Arc Raiders. When people say extraction shooter, what the fuck does that actually mean? Where's the meme? I'm too afraid to ask or whatever. Tarkov? Does it mean you run around and you loot and then you go to some like pickup point and then you're back at like base and you have like all your loot stash? Extraction shooter is what I do to your mom. What do you mean by that, Dev5000? Why don't you go ahead and explain? When you loot, then leave. Did you finish your degree in music? Nope. I dropped school to work like a champion, like an American hero. Was it music ed or performance? I was a performance major and I was going to minor in composition. What happens when AI takes 90% of jobs? Well, then we create more jobs. Can you publish the recent Obsidian nodes? I don't even know if I've made any new ones. I need to finish this. I have to finish. I have to finish the thing as I'm doing them, or else I put stuff off for way too long. Like I need to sit down and just finish that lab leak thing, and then the J6 one is next. The fuck is this? It's coming. It's on its way. Thoughts on No King's protests? Seemed like it was fine. No violence, nobody fucked up. Nothing crazy. Is it true that all composition majors end up being bartenders and waiters? Probably not. I think most music educated people end up going into wait, what? End up going into education. Earth now has 2 moons until 2083 via NASA. The fuck? Is this a meme or? Why is that your answer? Even focusing on problems and violence is your brain being reprogrammed by MAGA to not resist. Based, okay. Do you see Trump's stupid Marine celebration? Had an artillery shell explode over the 5 freeway in California? Yeah, apparently he was critical of, it was a year ago. Apparently Trump criticized Gavin for shutting down the 5 and then they had that happen, so nice. Mini-moons are small asteroids that Earth's gravity grabs for a bit, letting them orbit our planet before they move on. Sun to Earth. Do they, these things must come from our asteroid belt or something, right? Do comets come, nothing comes from outside the solar system, right? Can it? Does it? Where do comets come from? Come from 2 regions. Okay. Do YouTube ever get monetization back? No. I have to wait 2 months to reapply. When things come, if you say things come from outside our solar system, is it like right outside the solar system, or? Because I feel like anything coming from outside the solar system would be going insanely fucking fast. People are saying the Oort cloud. Okay, yeah, so there's a thing like around the solar system. Do you have any plans to do anything in conjunction with the release of the J6 video? Yes, I'll be announcing my candidacy for presidency at the same time. Surrounding it means it's outside it, no? Well, yeah, but I was just thinking of things not... if it's like right outside our solar system, I imagine that it's still part of the gravity orbit of our star. What do you think of Republican lawmakers like Mike Johnson calling the No Kings rally an American hate rally? He's a fucking loser. I mean, it's not surprising. What's the name of the sun and the moon? Sun and moon? Is our star's name actually Sol, or is that just like a thing I see in science fiction a lot? I feel like I see that a lot. But I don't know if it's like actually true. Same thing with Luna. Is that like the actual name? Interstellar object detected passing through the solar system. How fast is this thing going? Oh, it must not be going that fast? If its orbit was impacted this much, is that super fast? How fast? Give me a speed. 30 miles per hour? That's not that fast. Yeah, I guess I don't even know how you would measure the speed here. With respect to the sun, or who knows? Rep. Better source for this. I don't think there'd be much difference between us or the sun in this context, no? Probably not, I guess. Oh my god, there it is! Two of NASA's space telescopes track the object traveling about 85,700 miles per hour relative to the sun. Is that coming in or was that going out? The object passed Mars's orbit around November 1st and will pass Jupiter's orbit in May of 2018. It will travel beyond Saturn's orbit on January 2019 as it leaves our solar system. Oh, there, rip. Goodbye. It would be the same, no? No, I don't think it would be necessarily, right? If it's not like in a stable orbit, it could theoretically enter at one speed and leave at a different speed. Look up 3I Atlas. What the fuck is that? The name of Elon's next kid? It speeds up going towards the sun. Yeah, but it would also slow down as it leaves the sun. The object goes at 5.5 AU per year, so 5.5 times 150 meters, kilometers, 150 mkm, I don't know, million kilometers? Oh. Why is Luna so fucking big in comparison to other moons? Our moon? I have no idea. I don't know. It can absolutely change speed. Gravity assist is a thing. Yeah, but gravity assist is what happens when you're fucking yo mama. Okay. All right. Okay. The speed will be the same at equal distances from the sun, regardless if it's coming or going. Closer to the sun will be faster. Farther away, it slows down. I think that's only true for stable orbits. If it's a non-stable orbit, I don't think that's necessarily true. How stupid do you feel about mischaracterizing and lying about the West Bank settler attack yesterday? Well, am I mischaracterizing it or lying about it? Or are you implying that I intentionally mischaracterize it? I stand by my analysis. Unless something has come out that's significantly different, or if that guy posted a full video, I would change my mind on it. Did you see that Trump was apparently shouting at Zelensky to give up the Donbass to Putin or something like that? Thoughts? I heard they had a contentious talk about surrendering or something, but yeah. The moon is the leftover of a planet which we shared orbits with, crashing in the proto-Earth. The light material got ejected from the impact and created the moon. Is that true? I thought the theory was that like something big hit the Earth and something split off. Was there supposed to be another planet? You can gain velocity by leeching energy off the larger body, gravity assist. Yeah, but that's only if fuck, I've forgotten all my Kerbal Space programming. I don't remember. I can't explain it. Fuck. Which means you don't understand it. If you can't explain it, it means you don't understand it. I think the goal of a gravity assist is to borrow from the is you're borrowing energy from the orbit of a planet in order to slingshot you around the solar system. So like if the Earth was here and I launch a rocket and I want to go to this planet, like assuming there's a planet here that's going to pass by here, like if this planet is going this way and you pass by the planet like this, you basically you're borrowing a little bit, and then as it continues to move, it kind of like throws you more in this direction, I think, right? The moon is that big because they hard-coded its diameter when they were making the hologram program. Based. Did you ever resolve that mindfuck from the double slit experiment? Yes, I actually figured out the correct interpretation of quantum mechanics, and I'm an award-winning physicist. My name is Stephen Weinstein. The reason they believe it was the light material that was ejected from a massive proto-Earth impact is because it's tidally locked, which would imply it inherited its spin from the Earth. Okay. Have you ever thought about writing a book? I don't know. A lot of people ask me this, but I think if I did, I think it would very specifically be a book on like debate or rhetoric or something. I feel weird putting political ideas. There's just like so many smarter people than me that have written about everything. I don't know why I would even try to. It would be like the worst like pop philosophy, horrible. All interstellar objects are traveling faster than the escape velocity of our solar system. The fastest recorded is this year, 3I Addis. Thank you, buddy, in YouTube chat. Pertaining to the case, do you think them getting the same tech guy that was on Legal Mindset is because she's just hate watching everything about you? Wait, they didn't do that, did they? No, that didn't happen. Stop. Destiny, real life lore.
Something unprecedented is taking place right now in the Caribbean Sea. The United States is currently deploying more military assets to this theater than at any other point in the 21st century. And it's the largest concentration of US military might in the Western Hemisphere since the country's invasion of Panama in 1989. This time, however,
there was a theory that I think I kind of like partially bought into. I say partially because it's hard to predict anything Trump does because he's such a retard. Retards are oftentimes unpredictable when they're in positions of power. But one of the more disappointing theories of why Trump is so supportive of Putin is because Trump likes the idea of a multipolar world where you have a sphere of influence that you just get to own and bully. So the fact that Russia can just invade Ukraine or Georgia or whatever if they want is based and cool. And if China wants to, fuck with India or Pakistan or whoever they want to fuck with, that's cool because that means that if America wants to fuck with South America, then we can do that. We have the ability. If we want to go blow up Greenland or Canada or whatever, right? That's boring, and I hope that's not the case, but I don't understand. We are mobilizing and doing so much with regards to South America right now. Like, it's just so weird and cringe. LOL, maybe I'm wrong, but was that Jesus guy on Legal Mindset? No, that was a different guy. Destiny, save a life and answer this. You're building an agency doing custom software and digital solutions, but building your influencer / creative brand. How much do you filter your personality and art? You're building an agency doing custom software and okay, you want to talk about a bubble. I don't know if this is an indictment on your job not being real or just me not understanding industry lingo, but about 60% of the time somebody working describes what they do, it doesn't feel like a real thing to me. I don't know what I'm supposed to take from digital solutions, custom software and digital solutions. I don't know what that means. I don't even know where to begin to interpret. That's like the vaguest statement I've ever heard in my life. I mean, if you did write a book, it could sort of be like Brian Tyler Cohen book, giving your thoughts on how Dems could start winning again. Yeah, but my feelings and thoughts change on this so much. Like, if you've watched me over the past 2 years, like I think especially because this year sucked. But this year, still, in the last year, I've been like really involved in reading a lot of news daily. And so my political thoughts on political strategy have been evolving and changing a lot more rapidly than they do in the past, where I've like been more kind of like debatey, researchy, and not as like up on current news. So my thoughts are like changing fast, and I don't know how much I would want to crystallize that in writing because I don't know if my thoughts will just change again, in a few months. And things are still like pretty fresh. Like nothing is solidified or congealed in my mind in a way that I'm like, this is it, Like the idea that Democrats need to be fighting more, or the idea that like the way that Republicans currently control the narrative and their strategy for media. Yeah. These objects have a hyperbolic trajectory when these interstellar objects pass through our solar system, so usually their enhanced speed is almost equal to the exit speed. Of course, there are slight variations. See the symmetry of the hyperbolic path. It gains speed when nearest to the sun and loses speed when escaping. I remember that for any orbital thing, stable or unstable, your fastest, your highest velocity with respect to the body that you're around is at the, I'm not going to remember these terms, apoapsis versus periapsis. Was apoapsis the lowest point of the orbit? You move fastest here, and then the speed relative to this object decreases as you're further away from it. Apoapsis is highest, periapsis is lowest. Gotcha. I think it'd be sick for a book of more or less random essays. Yeah, man, I don't, bro, let's one video at a time, okay? Jesus. It's simple. Always think of what energy is transitioning. There isn't really a loss in vacuum, so object accelerates first half and goes back to starting speed when leaving. Sure. I like the big parachute thing. I feel like the parachute thing is that it helps me understand, for the little I do, like the gravity stuff. I don't know why I'm even trying to draw this. But like when you roll marbles across a parachute, that's like pulled out. Like if you're rolling the marble, if you think about like a marble having a stable orbit, when it's getting closer to the bottom of the parachute, the marble has to travel faster in order to not sink in. And then as it comes out here, it can travel much slower. And then it comes back in here and then it travels much faster, right? In order to not fall into the center of this or to fall to the bottom of whatever gravity well you're in. So like on the planet Earth or whatever. I'm sure there's a better, yeah, this guy. That makes sense. So if you had, I'm sure there's a specific name for like an uneven orbit, but if you have like an uneven orbit, you have to travel faster at the bottom to not fall in completely, right? NASA video on the moon formation. Sure, why not? A fresh take on the origin of Earth's moon. Fresh? It's 3 years old. But it's symmetrical for both halves, so speed stays the same. You're right, actually, 100%. Anything entering our solar system would have to leave with more or less the exact same speed, relative to the average mass of our solar system, or whatever center point of our solar system is, right? It might be slightly faster or lower with respect to the sun because other planets might influence it, but overall, coming into our solar system and leaving, it should be theoretically at basically the exact same speed. I think you're right, assuming no mass is lost or anything like that, right? Wait, the moon! Sorry, watch again, pay attention. The moon may have formed in just a few hours. Do you guys know this? Wow. A Mars-sized body with our planet. Oh my god, look at it go. Debris from the impact forms into two bodies. Wow. Oh my god. No! Is the sun stealing a lot of our stuff? Or no, that's the Earth, sorry. Wow. That's crazy, chat. How cool would it be if our planet had rings? Actually, you know what? It wouldn't be that cool. Because I feel like the coolest thing about rings is the idea of like running on them or seeing them. You know how lame it is when you learn that you can't like walk on clouds? And then it's like, oh, they're just like, it's like boring air. And I feel like at some point you'd grow up and you would learn the same thing about rings. You'd be like, you know what? Cringe. It's just rocks in a line. True. Rings aren't stable, sadly. Well, they only have to be stable for a blink of time, right? For human existence. Like, technically, the moon is supposed to crash into us. Is it in a few 100 million years? When is moon supposed to fall into Earth? Just kidding, 5 billion years. Wait. Oh, no. It's escaping us. I fell for fake news. I'm sorry. There will be time when no eclipses can happen in the future. Yeah, but that's got to be really far away, right? Like millions or tens of millions or hundreds of millions of years. Unironically, Jupiter steals all of our little rocks that could form a ring because its fat ass is really fat. Based. I think Jupiter has a fair bit of influence over a lot of stuff in our solar system, right? Like, I think to go to the moon, do we have to keep in mind how Jupiter's gravity is impacting us? Or maybe not to the moon. Maybe to Mars, we have to think about it. Isn't the sun going to burn out at some point too? Yeah, but that's like 5 billion years, I think. If anyone missed it, the latest issue of the Pragmatic Papers was volume 30. Oh yeah, true. What do we have? A momentary reprieve before the next war. That didn't last long. Yikes. Yikes, buddy. The newly brokered ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. To be fair, the ceasefire will probably hold. I know that people are making a big deal because there was some shooting, but like the way that ceasefires always work is ceasefires are like a momentary opportunity for people to like re-finagle both sides. Like there's always a little bit of fighting post ceasefire. Like it always happens, especially in this region. It's always happened. But is it true that Hassan shocked his dog? It is true, but that's not even the bad part. It's just he's just mean to it. Okay. 'For Israel, the truce presents an opportunity to consolidate strategic objectives at the immediate cost of further protracted urban warfare. I would like to see, is there like a full-scale, start-to-finish drone video going from like top to bottom of the Gaza Strip? Because we see pictures and stuff like this all the time. It's hard to imagine that 2 million people are still living, around like camps or mobile sites. Like, where the fuck are they? The Gaza Strip is a very, very, very small place. This is a very... ...26 miles from lengthwise? Where the fuck is everybody at? No, not really. Drones can't fly that distance. A fixed-wing drone would definitely be shot down. By who? By Israel? Only 60% of buildings are damaged, I thought. Well, the thing that people say when it comes to damaged buildings or destroyed is all of it is stupid. It sucks because it's so hard to find out anything true in this place because of how fucking retarded everybody is when it comes to Israel. But black caviar. Have you ever eaten black caviar, an expensive luxury product? The roe comes from the extinction-threatened sturgeon, which takes up to 30 years to mature. At $100 per ounce, us working-class Andes could only imagine how good it must taste. What is this?
Keep fucking hating your life then, working class Andy.
Based? For the spaceship, did you see Gundam 00? The orbital ring with the space elevators is probably what you would want. Wasn't there a reason why we can't make space elevators? Russia's war on Western Europe. Warehouses, drones, warehouses, drones, and narratives. Why are they attacking warehouses? Read the pragmatic papers to find out. Fostering independence. I'm finally 18. What now? Farewell, Foster. Good luck on your own. Congrats, dude. I feel prepared. I'm ready. Oh, just like that. Good job. When children are placed in foster care, it's typically because either no capable guardian can be found for a child, either because of the disability/death of their guardian, or because the child has extraordinary needs that a guardian is not in a position to handle, or the guardian of a child has been found to be providing an unacceptable environment for a child, whether from neglect, abuse, or exposure to unacceptable dangers. Do people more often than not get abused in foster care? Is that because I know there's like a lot of tropes around movies and stuff where foster children get abused, but like, why would you want to be a foster parent just to like abuse kids? Is that? I mean, I guess if you want to, you wouldn't want to abuse your own kid, so why not abuse other kids? I guess. Yeah, never mind. Makes sense. I got it. They get money. Oh, I didn't know that. Never mind. Okay. Damn, you get paid to hit kids? What the fuck? This report is only a summary. Oh, Kafka Esquire. That's the guy from chat. Or Pisco 2.0. Or Timo Pisco, depending on if you like him or hate him. This report is only a summary and editorial regarding the executive order signed by the Trump admin during the last month. I wish more people understood this. Kafka says here, EOs are not legislation or court opinions. They do not carry the weight of law and are merely statements of policy within the executive branch. Executive orders don't really change like law or anything. They can just kind of like provide guidance to the executive for how they kind of want to carry out existing law or like initiatives or directives or whatever. But everything still ultimately stems from the Constitution and from Congress in terms of what they're authorized to do. What the executive branch is authorized to do. There you go. Most foster abuse is caused by people wanting to use the minimum of the money they get and skimming the rest for themselves. Okay.
Delete the biggest planet from our solar system. All right, let's delete
happened?
Jupiter from our solar system. Jupiter is 318 times more massive than Earth and weighs more than all other planets combined. The moment it vanishes, its 95 moons shoot off in different directions. Io orbits Jupiter at 17 kilometers per second, fast enough that some moons would plunge toward the inner planets, while others escape to the outer solar system. Ganymede, larger than Mercury, could become a planet killer heading our way.
Damn,
Over 1 million
planet
Trojan
killer.
asteroids share Jupiter's orbit, trapped at gravitational balance points. Without Jupiter, they spread throughout the solar system. The asteroid belt transforms completely. Jupiter's gravity maintains specific zones that regulate which asteroids get ejected. Saturn can't replicate this system. It's too far away and too weak. The belt becomes unpredictable. Jupiter acts as both shield and threat. While it deflects deep space comets, it also slings asteroids from the belt toward Earth. Its disappearance wouldn't just increase dangers, it would change what threatens us. Jupiter doesn't just orbit, it anchors our entire solar system.
Oh my god, Jupiter's like the paintress. Like we think it's evil and fucking our shit up, but it's actually trying to keep us safe as much as possible. Are government workers bound by law still, or does an executive order supersede them? Executive orders are not law, cannot supersede law, and cannot violate the law. That's why even at the bottom of Trump's orders, they always say, like, you know, we'll follow all, or insofar as the legal, whatever. What's the word? We just look at it. Hold on. Like, usually they have the verbiage at the bottom, like, will apply with all, or complying with all applicable laws, or insofar as. Except as provided for in this order, or required by applicable law. This order does not limit or prohibit the hiring of personnel where such a limit or prohibition would conflict with applicable law. The authority granted by law to an executive department or agency. Nothing in this order shall be construed to impair or otherwise affect the authority granted by law to an executive department or agency. This order shall be implemented consistent with applicable law. Like, this is always, like, in there. Number of executive orders by president. Are EOs permanent? An EO is just a statement. It's like the president saying, this is what we're going to be doing at the White House. That's all like an executive order kind of is. It's not like permanent. It doesn't really make sense, yeah. There used to be a time, I guess this was so long ago, way back in like 2015, when every single Republican, I remember every conservative talk show host would cry and complain about the number of executive orders. They were like the worst thing in the universe. People would always complain. It was one of the number one, nobody talks about it anymore, but it was like one of the biggest talking points from like Rush Limbaugh, Michael Savage. I wonder if I could find any old radio programs. Glenn Beck used to talk about it all the time. Fuck me. Whatever, until I just look in detail. But I remember it would come up all the time, especially with regards to Barack Obama. But it's funny when you look at it now. In 8 years, Barack Obama signed 276 executive orders. Trump, in one term, in 4 years, signed 220. Biden did 160. And Trump has done, so far, over 200 in less than a year. In his second term. Trump, by far, even if he died tomorrow, has signed like more executive orders than any like recent president. I don't know what the fuck this is. What did they have to sign individual EOs to like govern or something? Jesus, the fuck is this? Why did FDR sign so many executive orders? Due to the Great Depression and World War II. Did he have to issue EOs for World War II, or? Oh, he had 4 terms as well, to be fair, true. 3 terms, 4 terms? Four terms. 3 and a bit. 3 and some change. Limbaugh, on Obama executive order, we're not a democracy anymore. Oh, shit.
Hey, make a carbide dude, Rush. It's an honor to talk to you.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, I just want to comment. I work in the financial and insurance field, and one of the things that I see is emails that come back and forth from wholesalers and stuff that talk to these insurance companies, And they're already saying the first phase of adding children to these plans and putting all these guaranteed issues on is at least going to raise premiums in the next 6 to 8 months, at least 10 to 15% to start with. You know, where's all these savings coming out that they're talking
Well, but
about already?
there's one problem with that. That's eventually going to be true, but it isn't true now because the Democrats left that out of the bill. Remember, we had this last week. The guaranteeing children's coverage who have pre-existing conditions doesn't go into effect until 2014. Obama's out there touting it as though it's immediate, but it's not in the bill. They're going to have to go in and do some kind of, I don't know what kind of fix to put it back in, but it's not, no, it's not going to be a technical fix. I mean, they're going to have to rewrite the law. They can't just go in and say, no, we meant immediately, and scratch out 2014 and put in. See, Sabini said they're going to do an executive order. Well, okay, if they do an executive, why stop? Of course. Why didn't I think they would do an executive? We're not a democracy anymore. What the hell? I apologize, folks. I'm an American. I'm not used to the way things we're doing them now. And yeah, of course, executive order.
Good one. See, vegans get lead poisoning a week ago. No, what happened? What's the deep state trying to hide here? Why didn't the response show up? One response, and it's hidden, unless the one response counts as this ad. My back and neck hurts when I'm practicing. Is my posture bad? Cute. Something I've been thinking about. Would banning money in politics really matter? I feel like Musk buying Twitter was perhaps the most influential impact on the last election. Can't wealthy people just use their political capital to purchase social capital, and then we effectively have money in politics by proxy? Oh, maybe. Good point. Meet potential revolutionary. Did you hear that speech from Jill Stein? Me neither. People in inflatable frog costumes aren't a meaningful weapon against fascists. A protest of 7 million liberal wine moms is not a meaningful form of organizing, trademark. Unlike my bi-weekly Circle Jerk book club of 6 people. Listen, if you have a book club, if you guys are reading, you're already ahead of 98% of leftists and other people, so. If the liberals really wanted to be effective at fighting fascists, they would call a nationwide general strike, a thing that is totally possible. When Bernie finishes campaigning in the rural Midwest, they will finally realize the errors in their racist ways and immediately gain class consciousness. Give me socialism, give me fire, give me homeless woman to prostitute, or I retire. Always when and if, but never is. Spending all day on X, the app owned by a Nazi, chastising protesters who actually go outside, behazed. The biggest protest in American history. Sorry, I have to warm my thumbs with my asshole. Okay. Zero Walmarts firebombed. 0 politicians assassinated, 7 mental disorders. Why are you guys such haters? Is this an AI picture, or is this another picture of him posing with a rifle and shit? I can never tell. Is this more merch? No, that's real. What is this rifle? Is this, it's not an AR-15, right? I like how I just opened a picture for a new picture. Oh no, maybe it is? Is this like a short barrel? Oh, it's airsoft. Never mind. Okay. I feel like I just assume it's an AR-15 when I have... there's like that little thing you can pull out. This is how you're a gun expert. If I see this thing, I just assume it's a AR-15. Is that even part of the... Is this part of the lower receiver? It kind of looks like it's not because there's a thing here, which makes it look like it's not even part of the lower receiver. Fuck, it's not even. Merch review. Listen, we hate watched this on for like an hour yesterday. We don't need to hate merch watch. What the fuck? Oh my god. Wait, is this haircut real? Or do you think this was AI'd? I feel like I've never seen him with his hair combed like that before. How is his merch made in America and still cheaper than yours? Good question. What do my t-shirts cost? Is it shop or store? You're paying the DGG premium because our stuff is cuter. Look into sourcing from somewhere like LA Apparel. I don't have a... I switched to... Fuck, what do I call him? I just call him Gunk. What's his name in chat? It's not... It's something else before that. They call me Gunk. Is that it? He's the merch guy. Ask him. There he is. I haven't had our new merch long enough to tell... But I used to use, I don't know anything about merch, like heat transfer or whatever. But the older stuff we had that was cute, the designs and everything would like fade and get fucked after a few months, maybe like 3 to 4 months of having it. Like it would be completely like faded off after the washing machine would like destroy it. I don't think that's happened with any of the current stuff we have. So hopefully the new stuff is more tenacious. But I should pose. I should take pictures with everything though. I do need to do this. This presentation is a lot nicer. I think the best merch site I've ever seen in terms of presentation, I think is Turkey Tom's. Wait, I feel like this looks significantly different now. I don't know how I feel about this. Never mind. It still looks okay. I feel like this used to look a lot different though. Chess grandmaster and streamer, the guy who coached Moist Critical to beat XQC, apparently killed himself today. Jesus. XQC merch. Daniel Naroditsky. Was this guy ever in my chat? Can I cry and say he was my best friend? Official statement from his family. It is with great sadness that we share the unexpected passing of Daniel Naroditsky. He's a talented chess player, commentator, and educator, and a cherished member of the chess community, admired and respected by fans and players around the world. He was also a living son and brother, or a loving son and brother, and a loyal friend to many. We ask for privacy for Daniel's family. During this extremely difficult time, let's remember Daniel for his passion and love for the game of chess and for the joy and inspiration he brought to us all every day. Damn, that sucks. Destiny, he was accused of cheating by his childhood hero who recently went schizo. Suicide not yet confirmed, but he was apparently tweaking out on stream yesterday. Wait, is there a link to that?
All right, and the game just got started, so we're
XQC's merch store. Is this the same company? Do you think the same company that does Hassan's does XQC's? I feel like the design, everything's similar. This looks pretty nice. Fuck, I need to get models and shit. We need to bring back the BPD girls. I'm just kidding. Half kidding. Yes, powered by Warren James. Did you see that Fousey tube just popped up again out of nowhere, shredded to the gills after winning a bodybuilding contest? What?
Oh, it's been
We won? Open men's physique tall class, first place. What?
the most insane
Oh, holy shit.
journey ever. every day in the gym, every meal prep, look, we did it. First place, y'all, we did it. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for all the support. I can't wait to show y'all how everything went down. We literally did it. Let's go.
Is there like a video? Oh.
Oh,
Damn. Nice. Bodybuilding is just a weird way of having body dysmorphia. No. LOL, everyone I know who does it has issues. I feel like bodybuilding is like, it's like ballet for men. Like there are things that might not necessarily
it's
look
been the most
good conventionally to some people, or might seem like weird or obsessive, but it's like it's got its own like culture, its own like vocabulary of things that like are aesthetically good or pleasing. Yeah, I don't know, I would call it body dysmorphia. I just think, I mean, maybe the people that get into it could theoretically develop that or have issues with that, but this guy is the last guy that needs the mental toll bodybuilding takes on you. Maybe, yeah. Although, I mean, where's my... Is it fair to say, would you say that this is around like 6% body fat or a little higher? What would you say? What would your guess be? Where my lifting Chad's at? Do you think it's a little higher? I mean, if he didn't go crazy while he was cutting and everything for the competition, we didn't hear him like freak the fuck out or kill anybody. I mean, it seems like he he was able to do it, right? Also, it's probably good for somebody like this to have something to focus on and to strive towards. Anything can be unhealthy, right? You can take up anything. He was juicing while he was a streamer, so Omega lol or lol w. I think that if you wanted to juice hard and you wanted to just get like really big, like I think that, you know, your trainer or whatever the fuck can help you with that. But to get like this lean and then to develop the right muscles, like this requires work. Like I'm sure that these guys are all probably on some kind of gear, but regardless, like you still have to, the dieting and all of that, and then the misery of being, especially as you get close to competition, supposedly like getting to like sub 10% body fat. Not only does it require a ton of discipline because everything you eat is like you have to treat everything like medicine, but the toll that it takes psychologically and your hormones and everything else, you just like feel like shit, and it's just a very grumpy, aggravating, horrible time as you get close to your competition. So this isn't like you can roid if you want, just get really strong, be like a power lifter, have your bloated gut, your massive traps or whatever the fuck. But to do bodybuilding and everything like this, this takes a good amount of work and dedication, I think. There's no magic way to do this. They also have to dehydrate for the competition, right? I don't know how early before, but yeah, I think you cut down on water because it helps with your, is it called striation? Where you see like the veins and stuff and everything pops a little bit more. You look a little bit more shredded, but just maintaining like there are certain body fat thresholds where when you get lower and lower, like it starts to fuck with your hormones and it can make you really miserable. Oh, vascularity, is that the word I'm looking for? It makes you miserable. It's not just because you're dehydrated, it's because you're like at certain levels of body fat. I don't know why, but it just apparently it fucks with your hormones, that it can make you just like super aggravated and irritated all the time. I don't know where that point is for men. Like, I think if you're really dedicated going to the gym, you get really big. Just from pictures I've seen, like everybody builds muscle and holds fat a little bit differently, but like from my gay boy perspective, like 10 to 14% body fat, I think is like the sweet spot of like, you can be big, you can look lean, you're like healthy, you're not fucking miserable. But I think it's like once you get to like that sub like 10 or 12%, I think you get like really irritated. And it's like a lot of, that's like your life has to go into that. So I've heard. I've never done bodybuilding. It's not supposed to be healthy. Bodybuilding is about showcasing muscle size, proportionality, symmetry, and different posing structure. Sure. For example, a lot of women bodybuilders lose their periods. Women will when they get below a certain body fat. Yeah. They also tend to abuse stimulants to upkeep mood. Okay. I'm sure there's a lot of drug stuff that goes into it. Fuck. This. Okay, never mind. What am I looking at? Oh, wait. Sorry, I got an email. We've talked about how they caught Osama bin Laden in here, right? One of the military duders that emailed me, or not military duders, but I don't remember where this guy worked. Or he might be intelligence or some private contractor. You deserve an explanation. I don't care. Don't explain to me anything. This guy has been on an insane manic bender. This guy has been on insane manic benders dozens of times. Imagine the insane heights he's going to fall from after winning a literal subjective beauty competition. Okay. I don't know if this is true or not. I kind of want to look this up because I feel like it'd be kind of funny if it is true. But one of the guys that emailed me, because I asked people to email me, do you think people talk about politics more for like military jobs or, you know, political work, or not political work, but if you work in government or if you work in defense or whatever. And at the bottom of his email, he said, a funny thing to argue about to future Trumples or MAGA people is, so in case you didn't know, for Osama bin Laden, we were giving vaccines to people in like poor villages, but I don't think they were actually giving vaccines, or they might have been, but they were also doing blood draws. And as they were doing the blood draws, what they were trying to do was find close genetic matches to Osama bin Laden, and that's how they actually ended up figuring out where he lived, was by doing these vaccine programs and then figuring out through the testing of the genetic material they were collecting for people who his family members were, and then that's how they isolated him in Pakistan. And the guy that emailed me said that was a U.S. aid project. So when people talk about getting rid of USA because there's no benefit for us, there was actually a really helpful program for... But wait, that's wrong. They tracked his courier. That's how they found him. In the movie, that didn't work. Oh, shit. Is that a meme? Is that not true? Hold on. CIA fake vaccination campaign in Pakistan. Utilizing a fake hepatitis vaccine program in Pakistan to collect blood samples confirmed the President bin Laden and his family. CIA recruited physician Shakil Afridi to administer hepatitis vaccines and used the collected DNA to compare with the DNA of bin Laden's sister, who died in Boston in 2010. Wait. Oh, program was successful in locating Osama bin Laden, but resulted in negative fallout. Wait, so was it successful or not? In September 2012, after working for 30 years in Pakistan, Save the Children was expelled. Damn. The article is wrong. I think that you'd notice the difference between giving someone a vaccine and drawing their blood. Well, I don't know how much genetic material you need to test people. Like, could you take like a tab, like a little bit of blood off the tip of a needle and do like some kind of genetic match on that? Like, I don't know how much material you need. For a full blood draw, you need like a full tube or whatever if you're testing or spinning for plasma or whatever. But to just match genetic material, I don't know how much you need. You would probably just use the blood of the cloth to wipe off the blood after you're done with the syringe, no? Yeah, I don't know how much you need to do like a good genetic test. I'm not sure. Oh, also, an exciting mathematics topology, is that the field? I don't know. They found out that anytime you turn a 3D object, no matter how many times you turn it, you only have to do all the turns 1/2 as much the other way to get it back there. I don't remember. I tried to read about this and I could not understand it, but exciting day for math losers. You don't really need that much blood to do a DNA test. Literally less than a drop works, according to Valik, our real doctor in chat, not like the last fake doctor that Dairy Cypher or whoever else tried to dox and hunt. You scale it up and turn it in the same direction again twice. There you go. Turn it back in the same direction, right? Or is it, or do you go forward? I don't remember. State organized fake vaccination drive to get Osama bin Laden's family DNA. I don't think they found like his exact house doing this, but I thought they used this to like get in the general area to determine where it was. So maybe they used a query to find the house, but they used this to get like the general area. Maybe? I don't know. I want to believe. Okay, fuck you. I will believe, and I don't give a fuck what you say otherwise. Gunk says, no way that DTG or DTF, no way that DTG of DTF wears off on your merch. I wash and wear it more than anyone. What does that mean? DTG of DTF. Hide the tray icons. It's gross. I don't like them hidden up in the little up menu. I want to see all my icons. Fuck you. I pray for all the Amazon engineers who had to live this life today. Oh shit, Amazon was down this morning. Not good.
It's almost midnight and I was just paged for an issue at work. Let's go to my laptop so we can get this issue fixed. I cannot make this up. I'm getting paged on another issue while I'm working on this one. It's currently 12:36. Wish me luck. Okay, so I'm pretty much done with the issues. I'm gonna get some water and go to bed. Hopefully I can sleep without getting paged for the rest of the night.
What was the point of this video? 5.9 million views. Why? Let Case on stream to talk about. Okay, I got like 2 minutes. What do we want to talk about? Where are we? Hold on. Tell us to join disagreements. Ooh, spooky.
Hey everybody, Adam Savage, and I am at my friend Fawn Davis's shop, Fawnco in LA.
Adam Savage learns about full-color resin 3D printing. Why was I like this? Don't care. Seemingly, conflicts with Chess.com and Freestyle Chess 1, both kicking him out from commentator role, had a big impact lately on GM Naroditsky. Got the stream episodes, not a doctor, but looks like something very else than sleeping pills. Hope, if any, real friends of him will care. Chubby emu video on bodybuilding dehydration. Ooh.
Hi.
Wait. Hi. I feel like if you kill yourself because of some event like this, there's probably other mental health stuff going on. All right, what do you got?
What's up, dude? How you doing today?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Nice. I saw you touched on the pragmatic papers on our articles. Thank you. I appreciate that. Holy shit. Did you pick a favorite one?
Yeah, I like the first one.
The first one.
Because it was about
Okay.
Israel-Palestine, and that's my favorite subject in the universe.
Dude, yes. Oh my god. I love talking about that subject for like 12 hours a day nonstop for 3 years. It's fucking amazing. It's incredible. And I love getting reminded of the genocide every single day, right?
Wait, do you really? Have you talked about this a ton? Is this a thing you write about or talk about a lot?
No. Rex is the guy who does Israel-Palestine. I don't really know that much about it, to be honest.
Oh.
I see the things that are posted on the subreddit. I like keep up with like the general news, but I haven't done like a deep dive. When you were doing your deep dive streams, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't really watching those, unfortunately. Just not really that interested in that region of the world, you know? It's bad. They should stop fighting. Well, fuck you. How about that? Yeah. Huh.
Okay.
Well, anyway.
What's up?
Just want to talk about the papers, you know. You know how it is. I did one on black caviar. I saw you read like the first 2 sentences. Very nice. Thank you. Appreciate that.
I've seen a video of Gordon Ramsay visiting. Is this the same thing where he visits some farm where they open the bellies and they take it out, and some people are mad because they don't want like fake farmed caviar. They want like the real shit from the ocean, but I don't know if that's black caviar or not. I don't know if it matters.
I'm pretty sure that's regular caviar that he was doing, but I'm not too sure. Maybe he was opening up sturgeons. Who knows? Who knows? But no, it was a jar of black caviar that Yanukovych gave to Manafort when he was working with him in Ukraine. I just thought it was interesting, a nice little microcosm of the bribery and like corruption that happens. I just didn't know, like I knew that Paul Manafort had worked with Ukraine for a long time. But I just assumed it was regular consulting work. It wasn't until I wrote this article, until I read the Mueller report, that I was like, oh shit, this guy's part of the corruption. This guy's part of the scandals. It's actually a little insane. The jar of caviar was just like it's obviously just the tip of the fucking iceberg. But that fat piece of shit Manafort took the caviar, and then, like I said, he sold out our fucking democracy for it. So I hope.
Did he? So I'm not trying to run defense for Manafort, but wasn't the thing that he was basically doing was he was doing a lot of consulting and help for wait, don't say the name. Was it Poroshenko?
Nope.
Okay, wait, don't say the name. It wasn't Yanukovych, right? No, it wasn't Yanukovych.
He did consulting work for Yanukovych's party, but he was working with a direct Russian oligarch, but it wasn't that one.
I thought it was there was one of the Ukrainian prime ministers, I think, or presidents, whichever one it is.
Well, yeah, it was Yanukovych. Yeah, no,
it was Yanukovych.
But he was closely aligned.
He was getting like millions of dollars for this, and it was unreported. I think that when the guy got the meme was when this guy got kicked out of office or when he left or whatever, people found like Epstein client list, like an actual like list of names and dollar amounts of something paid, and Manafort's name was on it. I think that was the start of the like tying Manafort and everything together, if that rumor was true, if I remember reading that correctly. But
yeah, he got like the amounts that were disclosed are a little weird. So for example, he had a contract. His company got a contract from the Party of Regions. That's Yanukovych's party. I think it was for like $60,000 over 6 months of work. But then, yeah, he was eventually found that he was paid more than $60 million by other assumedly oligarchs. But like where
Okay,
that
I
money
didn't know
came
that
from,
much.
or like
Okay.
exactly. Yeah, it's quite bad. He was working directly with Derry Posca. That was the guy that I was referencing. This guy's an actual Russian oligarch that he was communicating with all the fucking time, all the time. But that's not even the worst part. Do you know who Konstantin Kilmelik? I don't know how to pronounce his fucking
Nope.
name. That's his dude. That's his personal Russian spy. That's like his best friend. How do you not
Okay.
know this guy?
Well.
He's on the FBI's most wanted.
Oh, well. Okay.
This little cutie, they were such cute little dates. But basically he was we know for sure that Constantine had like ties to Russian intelligence. That's like, well, it's not undisputed, but it's more than likely known.
Sure. I would imagine every Russian oligarch is to some extent connected, right? Nothing happens in Russia with any of those families without.
Yes, but Constantine is not a oligarch. That is his like that was Manafort's spy, like his actual like spy.
Okay.
I think Constantine was a translator in the Russian army for a couple years, and that's how like he got this position.
Okay.
How he like linked up with Manafort specifically, no idea. Maybe they found each other on Grindr. Who fucking knows? But they were working together. It was like this guy was emailing Manafort straight from the fucking straight from Moscow. He's like, hey, like I'm meeting with our friend, by the way, our nice little friend Derry Posca. We should probably fix up these issues because they were having some legal disputes or whatever. But it's super obvious that what was happening. Manafort was using the Russian government not using the Russian government, but he was trying to get money from Ukraine, but from basically advocating for Russian positions in the United States and in Europe. I think he was like explicitly paid for this in the beginning in like 2005 or whatever. But yeah, later on he just like they just work together. It's so fucking frustrating to read all this shit. But he basically just had Konstantin running around Moscow talking with the oligarchs and then reporting back to him. And then whenever the investigators would come up to Manafort and be like, hey, like, this is a little weird, right? You're working with this guy. He seems to have like sent you a message from Moscow. He seems to have done this. There's like just enough evidence missing for him to be like, oh, I don't know. That's crazy, dog. Like, I just don't remember any of that, you know? Like if he was like messaging from Moscow, there's just no way that happened. But you know, if it did, I wouldn't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like obvious corruption. It really pisses me off. And then you have dipshits like Rob Noor. Because I watched.
Well, I mean, you say it pisses you off.
3-hour-long
Well,
debate.
I mean, he was convicted, right? How much longer is Manafort in prison for? It's got to be, I think, like a decade or something at least, right?
Oh yeah, dude. He got pardoned. What do you mean?
Wait, no way, right? Are you saying Donald Trump pardoned?
Are you trolling me?
I am trolling you, yes. But that was one of the... Nobody talks about Manafort or the fact that... I think that Manafort was his... I don't know what you would call it. Not chief of staff, but like his chief campaign manager, right? In 2016?
Yep.
Yeah.
He was he was campaign manager.
And
He was
people
the
always
same
focus on like...
position of Podesta.
People always focus on like Flynn and everything, who definitely, by the way, did intentionally lie to the FBI about conversations he was having that he shouldn't have lied about. So fuck everybody that covers for Flynn. And then also, like, if you go check Flynn's Twitter, Flynn is fucking crazy, right? That guy is insane.
Yep.
But yeah, that everybody will talk about like the Flynn pardon was justified because the conviction was bullshit because they were just harassing him and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And, but the real meme was that Manafort dude was super weirdly connected in a bad way in a lot of weird shit going on, you know? Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, Yanukovych is from the Donbass, right? Like he's from the Donbass region. That's where he's from. And coincidentally, like in 2014, when Crimea is annexed and Yanukovych hasn't been ousted yet, it's kind of weird that Manafort was like his number one guy. They were best friends. They were hanging out all the time. It's just like, yes, Manafort had probably the worst connections out of all of them. Out of all the ones that I read,
Oh,
I
for
went over
sure,
Cohen,
for sure.
yeah. He's definitely the most obvious, the most blatant. He had like direct things like, oh, we have to make Putin happy. We have to make my boss happy. It's just so plainly obvious. And what pisses me off even more is that, yeah, not only that he got pardoned, but all these conservatives will just be like, yeah, so? Am I not? I'm sorry. Is he not allowed to make money in Russia now? Are we not allowed to talk to Russians anymore? It's fucking delusional. It's honestly sickening how deep it goes. And then that Trump is currently president. That's like the best part of all of this. So you're reading all this and you're like, holy shit, like this is insane. I can't wait to see the punishments. You know what I mean? But there's none. There's fucking none.
I feel like there's a guy that emails me good stuff sometimes. And I feel like one of the things I need to do debate-wise in terms of rhetoric, if I start debating like more conservative people again, is I think you really have to find like one or two points to like just hammer home, and you just have to fight like aggressively difficult on these points and make them own it, and just like that's it. Because there is no like broader conversation. There is no. Somebody said something in YouTube chat yesterday. Did you say that conversation with with Jack Smith?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
It's like an hour and 20 minutes, and it's Jack Smith and a guy who used to work as a prosecutor, Weitzman. And like somebody in YouTube chat said, like, how can you listen to a guy like this and think that this guy's like a liberal, insane person? And, you know, it's like, it's so true. There's some of these people you listen to that were part of these governments, like the Obama administration or the Biden administration. And you listen to these guys and it's like, these guys sound like men with a lot of integrity. They sound like people that are trying to do the best they can. They try really hard to be apolitical. Like you compare that to listening to, you know, fucking call center Patel or fucking Bimbo Bondi speaking. And these people just sound like fucking stooges. And I feel like it's hard for me because it's not as much what I enjoy, but like you have to like abandon any serious discussion and you just got to find one or two factual points and just hammer them constantly. So like, yeah, why did Trump pardon Manafort, the guy who was working so closely with Russian oligarchs and wasn't disclosing any of his income? Like whatever you accuse Hunter Biden of doing, which all of it was bullshit, by the way, it's like a million times worse with Manafort. And that wasn't an accusation. That was like an investigation, conviction, and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, it's because like when you read the actual. Have you read the Mueller report at all?
I haven't, but I have it up. But I've gone through parts of it. But I like the whole section he does on obstruction too. By the way, where he's like, yeah, this is basically but nobody talks about it.
I haven't finished that section yet. That's going to be the next article. I'm on like the last 100 pages, I would say. But yeah, like the shit that they do is it's what I'm talking about, where they just like they conveniently lose text messages and stuff like that. I haven't written about him yet, but do you know who Eric Prince is?
Why do I?
Former CEO of Blackwater, I think, or BlackRock, one of those.
Okay. Was he involved in the tower meeting?
Oh no, not in the tower meeting.
Oh, okay.
The tower meeting was just.
Which, by the way, I've said this on stream like a million times, and I've said this a million times that like I used to be like super anti-Trump in like 2016 to 2018, and then I kind of like fell for the Trump derangement syndrome meme where they say that like you're being Trump deranged. I'm like, fuck, maybe we did go too hard on him. And then it was really my big debate with Pisco, where Pisco got mad at me over whether or not Trump was responsible for J6, and I thought that was kind of a bullshit argument. Like that's what set me down the whole path of starting to read more into what happened in the first admin, and I'm like, wait a second, this shit was like mega fucked.
He should have been locked up. Trump needs to be locked up for like 40 years.
It's crazy. Yeah, it was so crazy.
That meeting that you're talking about.
Oh yeah, the meeting was crazy, but they managed to like play. The meeting didn't matter. Nothing mattered. They lied about it. They lied about who was there. They lied about what they were going for, and they like trickle truthed it out, and nobody gave a fuck. Yeah, sorry, God.
It's because the actual truth of it is that the meeting probably didn't have anything. It probably was a huge waste of time based on the text messages that Kushner was sending during the meeting. He was like emailing his fucking assistant. I was like, yo, what the fuck am I here? It's such a waste of fucking time.
But the meeting was it was a Russian attorney that had come
to give them damaging information
on Hillary Clinton.
The Clintons.
Yes, that was the explicit purpose of the meeting, which is explicitly illegal and not allowed. That was exactly what happened. And they lied initially and said it was for some fucking save the kids shit or some charity bullshit. And then eventually they trickled truth out because they got nothing. Like, oh, you know, we talked about some shit because, well, you know, who knows? And that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But they were there explicitly to find it. The thing that's really sinister about all this, you have to remember, as all of this is happening, the GRU units, the IRA, they're hacking Podesta's emails and shit. They're like in the process of hacking and disseminating this information and communicating directly with Roger Stone, who, by the way, was a high-level Trump campaign employee. All these people,
who was also meeting, by the way, the day before J6 with the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers in hotel rooms and shit, which he was. Yeah.
I actually didn't know that. That's so cute.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. No, but like they just goes on the fact that there's nothing there, that you can't actually technically connect anything. Like, yes, did Roger Stone communicate with a hacker? Okay,
I disagree with what you're saying. I disagree with what you're saying there. I think you can directly connect everything because they're very blatant about it. They're blatant about everything. Like when Roger Stone was investigated for it, I think he said publicly, he said a statement, something along the lines of, I'm not going to squeal on the president. And he bullied another witness, telling that witness, you better not fucking say shit to anybody. That was one of the convictions that he got, was for obstruction, for bullying another witness. And he was pardoned for everything.
That's what they're doing to everybody in Trump Tower. Like, fuck, I forget exactly who it was. I think it was Eric Prince. It was either after that meeting or another meeting with a Russian oligarch. that he went to Trump Tower, and they're like, okay, he was there for 3 hours, but mysteriously, all the text messages from that time range, they're all gone. Nobody knows. Even though we can look at their phone records and see that they were exchanging text messages, they say that they don't know what happened to them. I don't know. It must have been a glitch. I just lost all my. It's like getting caught cheating and then telling your girlfriend like, I don't know where those texts came from. I must have gone hacked. It's fucking retarded. It's fucking retarded. And then they're like, okay, well, maybe they talked to somebody else in the Trump Tower that could give us information. But how weird. Nobody there knows anything about like any meetings with Russian oligarchs or anything to do with hacking, with hacked materials. It's all gone. With Papadopoulos, I didn't write about him in the article, but there's another one where like this little faggot. Sorry.
Whoa!
I apologize. It's okay, guys. I'm bisexual. I fuck men. But either way, Jesus
Go ahead.
Christ.
Papadopoulos, this guy.
He was running around. Yes. He was running around bragging because he obviously wanted to be a big fish. So he was running around like, oh my God, guys, I'm talking with a Russian. Like, guys, I know this guy called Misfoot. He knows everybody in the Russian government. Like, I got you. He was explicitly trying to organize a meeting with Putin and Trump before Trump was even nominee. He was like, oh yeah, we should totally set it up. You should totally go to Moscow. It'll be so fucking epic. This guy the only thing out of this guy's mouth is Russia and the hacked emails. He said explicitly, Russia has dirt on Hillary Clinton. But then when he goes to Trump Tower, when he goes to these meetings and talks about it, everybody's like, oh, he never mentioned anything like that. That's crazy. I would never advise in favor of like disseminating hacked materials. That's crazy. Or when fucking like whatever. There's a billion examples, but yeah, it's just insane cronyism. And the scary thing is, again, is that Trump is still in power. I don't know how you can like.
I think a lot of it too, I've complained about this a lot, maybe even to you, that a lot of people just don't understand like how government works or how the systems work. And they don't understand how like deeply wrong it is for a lot of these people to even be making these communications. Like before being in government, you're just a private citizen. And even after being in government, when Trump has people like Giuliani making phone calls to Zelensky, like who the fuck is Giuliani? This is just a private citizen. Why the fuck are you calling on behalf of anybody for diplomatic stuff or anything? You have no business doing this at all. Even if you were in the White House, the call would be grossly improper. But the fact that you're a private citizen, what the fuck?
And these people also complain about Hunter Biden talking to whoever the fuck.
Yeah, but this is like, all of it is like not serious, right? You see this, right? Where was our special prosecutor investigation into the Signal chat stuff? How many months did we have to hear about Hillary's fucking emails?
Investigations, bro. They're talking about Nancy Pelosi's insider trading when Trump has a crypto coin.
Yeah, like who the fuck cares? Yeah, what are we even talking about? And all these like real estate deals that they're signing all over the fucking world. Did you see that thing? I played this. Nobody cared about it or said anything, but was it it wasn't Modi. It was, who was it? There was some world leader guy or ambassador or something that was talking to Donald Trump. And he was like, can I talk to your boy, Eric or whatever? And Trump's like, oh yeah, for sure. I can set up a call. He's a good kid or whatever. Do you know what I'm talking about? Oh, was it the Indonesian prime minister? Yeah, it's just like, what the, but like, then that's it.
How are you allowed to, because in conservatives' mind, it's like, who cares? You're just making money. Who cares?
You remember that the entirety of the Hunter Biden thing was based on what Trump did happening. Like, except Trump did it, right? The entire whole Hunter thing was based on that. The big guy, that's Joe Biden, and he's arranging meetings and he's abusing his dad and all that, right? He's abusing his dad for business stuff. That was the whole thing that they were alleging, and Donald Trump just does it openly, and no one cares. Like
no one cares.
I can't take any. I'm not gonna be able to do politics in like 2028 when like all these conservatives have to be cycled out for somebody new. Like I don't know how a man can look somebody in the face. If you're Ben Shapiro, Michael Knowles, if you're Stephen Crowder, if you're any of the conservatives and try to stand on any principle, because you know they're going to bring back all the old talking points, right? Oh, this president signs too many executive orders, or oh, this guy is corrupt. He's, helping his family members. It's nepotism. Like, how do you take any of these people seriously? Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Nepotism with Hunter Biden when like Jared Kushner was like an actual
seriously.
member of the
Yeah, and
like,
Lara Trump is like a Fox News anchor person now who's interviewing her own dad on fucking... Yeah, it's crazy. And then Eric Trump and his other Trump loser kid are like have all these businesses that are trading on the Trump name, and obviously all the crypto. And like any one of these things on their own would be insane. Like imagine Obama coin or Biden coin that he can anonymously accept. It's just crazy, dude.
Or when he obviously shorts the market, like right before he announces another thing with China. I don't know if it was more tariffs or whatever. His most recent beef with China. there was that one guy who opened up positions like 2 minutes before he announced it
Sure.
and made like a profit of like whatever 1,000%. It's like, bro, like what the fuck? Like we're just openly doing this shit, and we complain about insider trading for Nancy Pelosi. It's like, oh, she makes too much money on her stocks. Didn't this guy probably made more money off that one trade than Nancy Pelosi has made like over her entire career. Like,
yeah,
these
that's
people
another
are-
issue too. Is like people, and I understand it, especially if you're not super rich or whatever. Like people don't understand the scale of money sometimes. Like people don't understand how like do you know the difference between a million and a billion? Like
Yeah,
a-
you get the little rice grains or whatever.
Well,
you can
it's-
visualize it really easily.
Sure, yeah, but the answer is a billion, right? That's the difference. It's basically the entire thing. Like, there's no comparison. And when you're talking about people who are making, when you're on the level of like federal senators and shit, you're talking about people that are making through trades on the scale of like thousands, or maybe if they're big dogs, like tens of thousands of dollars, right? Meanwhile, you know, the market cap of, what is the market cap of Trump coin? Is it really? Is this it? 1.2 billion dollars. Like the scale is so.
Now check Melania coin. Jesus Christ.
Like people don't understand the difference in scale for how much money these motherfuckers are making. It's crazy.
I feel like the crypto shit just for me is the thing that finally like, okay, these people actually care about nothing. Like I had friends like I have friends who are illegal immigrants, and then friends who would be happy to deport that same person, even though they're friends with them. Like, and that shows me no principles. But at the very least, like that guy is gonna argue to me like, okay, like maybe our one friend, like maybe he's cool, but you know, just in general, it's about to let them in. Okay, fine. But the crypto coin is like the number one thing. Like, how could you possibly ever?
It's
justify
indefensible, yeah.
But they just hit you with the little smile, that little stupid smirk, and they're like, so?
Who cares? Is it illegal?
No.
Is it illegal? Is he not allowed to do it? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was America. Yeah.
It's always technicalities. It's always some random fucking bullshit. Like, well, is it allowed? Blah, blah, blah. But then when everything Biden or Democrats like, well, that was morally wrong. Like, you shouldn't be doing that. Like, but it's allowed though, right? But they're obviously gonna fucking tweak out. But it's like I was saying earlier with fucking Rob Noor, when you had that 3-hour debate with him, I watched that whole thing. In his introduction, he does the meme. He does the Mueller report meme, where it's like, no crimes were found. This investigation found no crimes. They see this over and over and over again. In the Senate intelligence report, I know that Marco Rubio and his fucking, oh, I almost said a bad word. Marco Rubio and his little friends, they were tweaking out, trying to put a provision at the end, like 2 paragraphs long, emphasizing, guys, just say, I know this all looks really bad, but we technically didn't find anything. And it's like, they didn't find anything because there's obvious obstruction. Rob Moore says there were no crimes found, and his very next fucking sentence is, though we don't have smoking gun evidence that Obama is directly involved in lawfare, the circumstantial evidence is very convincing. Are you fucking serious?
The issue is, I wish I knew more. I hadn't gone on my law arc yet, so I didn't know really anything about our legal system. But like, there is not a crime for collusion. That's not a crime. They would never find collusion as a crime. That doesn't make any sense. But Mueller, he either all but says, or I think he might say directly, like there is strong evidence for obstruction with regards to the firing of Comey. Yeah, and it's like, yeah, but so what are we gonna, like that's it. And like, what is the point of obstruction? Is to prevent somebody from finding another crime. So like, if you see there's been like obstruction, then it's just stupid. Like Trump did everything he could to kill that investigation, and people still pretend. And then meanwhile, Biden, it is true, right, that Biden concurrently had 2 different special prosecutors looking into his family, right? There was her investigation on his files, and then what was the special prosecutor for Hunter Biden?
Durham?
Was it Durham? Durham was for the FBI stuff. Crossfire.
I don't remember exactly who was on the Hunter Biden stuff. I forget.
But like Biden's shit is getting investigated out the fucking ass. And like people are like, oh, lawfare. Biden controls the DOJ. If Biden controlled the DOJ, where the fuck would these investigations go? Like, what do you mean? They would have killed this shit immediately. It's stupid.
That's what Trump does. Trump literally has Pam Bondi like at his fucking beck and call, doing whatever the fuck he wants.
What was like that truth that went out where he's literally like, Pam, where are we at on like indictments for these people or whatever? Not exactly. What was he like? We need to do something about these guys. We got strong cases. Where we at? Like direct. And I think he even deleted it and reposted it with a spelling correction, man. I'm like, what the fuck? Why the president of the United States just literally openly telling Pam to fucking go after people? What?
It's because you have to think of this like you're retarded. That's the problem. You don't think like a retard, like the conservatives do. When conservatives see that, they just think, well, yeah, she works for him. Duh, she's in the government and he's the president. And that's the beginning and end of it. He's like, yeah, he's the president. He can do whatever he wants. That's why they make these memes about being a king. He's like, yo, I should be able to have complete control. But then, yeah, obviously, like, it's not even worth saying. But yeah, obviously, if Biden came in and did the same shit, they would be fucking crying. They would be sobbing. I just hate the selective like outrage that they pick, and the fact that like you're gonna sit here and argue, well, you don't need like we're arguing about the definition of collusion, whether or not it's a crime. The conservatives don't give a shit about that.
Yeah.
If Hunter Biden was talking with anybody even closely related, anything even remotely like Manafort or like Papadopoulos, that would be the. It doesn't matter. They're not gonna say.
Also,
oh,
can you remind me, because I forgot, it's been a while. What was Hunter Biden's role in the White House again?
I think he was son in chief. I'm not.
Oh,
I'm
was
not
it?
quite sure.
And then what was he? Was he appointed somewhere? Was he a special ambassador like Kushner? Was he a special appointee? A special? Was he elected anywhere? Like Hunter had nothing to do with the government anywhere.
Yep.
And it's just wild. Also, I'm even more mad looking back on this truth that Trump made. I realize the thing that sucks the most too is it's not even like hypothetical stuff like the Gen 6 speech. Or no, that's not hypothetical. I'm saying like when I point to the Gen 6 stuff, I'm like, you know that not only can I say that he incited a riot, like the riot literally happened right after I said he incited it. Is that just a coincidence? A few people literally answer me like, well, yeah, I think that was a coincidence. Like, wait, what? This Trump truth was literally to Pam. I reviewed over 30 statements and posts saying that essentially, same old story as last time, all talk, no action, nothing's being done. What about Comey, Adam Schiff, Letitia? They're all guilty as hell, but nothing's going to be done. Then we almost put in a Democrat-supported U.S. attorney in Virginia with a really bad Republican past, a woke rhino who is never going to do this job. And then he points out Lindsay Halligan is a really good lawyer and likes you a lot. We can't delay any longer. It's killing our reputation and credibility. What is reputation credibility to do this? Lindsay Halligan is the prosecutor that's prosecuting. Is she the one that filed for both of these, right? For Comey and Letitia?
I don't know, honestly.
Because this is the fucking real estate attorney.
I mean, yeah.
But like, this is it. Like, it's happening. It's happened. This is the person that they have to hand the prosecution off to because no other prosecutor will touch these dog shit fucking cases. Oh my God.
It's just like. Yeah, it's just obviously it's sycophants. He just wants fucking sycophants. That's why he gets these retard lawyers to come in and do whatever the fuck he wants. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do. The problem that I think is that I don't know. Like obviously people talk about what's gonna happen when Trump dies or whatever, but like I don't see that this like style of thinking, like this style of thinking for conservatives, why would that go away when Trump dies? Like I understand like he's the cult leader, so maybe some of them will like break free and be like, oh, maybe Trump wasn't that good, or like.
Well, because I just don't know who's gonna lead. I don't know who's gonna lead the party afterwards.
The problem for me is the line of thought, is the way that they come to their conclusions.
Well, but they don't come to conclusions or think about it, right? Like I said this before, like people like Charlie Kirk or people like Marco Rubio, like if you put these guys in government, they're not going to be the same as Trump. They're just following him because they're weak men who are trying to maintain political power or relevancy.
Yeah, I agree. I just don't like I don't like where the conversation is at right now. That's the problem. It does like I don't want to hit on civil war memes, but there's definitely a lot more unrest, and there's still 3 more years of Trump. So like we could be talking right now like, okay, yeah, maybe they won't do anything because their support will die out or whatever. But I feel like something could happen. Although like I don't want to go against the chud, but I do think something might happen in the future in the next 3 years. But like I don't know the severity or whatever. And the problem for me is that I don't know how to prepare for it. I don't know how to like or help prevent it, I guess.
Yeah, it is crazy that we're only a year into this, and I don't know it's just I don't know what else.
Yep. And he's already deploying fucking National Guard to different states and stuff like that.
And starting like a war with Venezuela. We're just like blowing up ships in the ocean for.
Bro, now Colombia too, bro. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, and starting shit with Colombia because we're unhappy with what the leader said in New York. Yeah, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah. I think it's a little weird that he's so willing to just go to war with these little Latin American countries.
Well, none of it is like real. They're all like video games. He's like a 12-year-old basically, right?
Sure. Do you think he'll ever actually like invade Venezuela or like do like an actual hot war against them?
The thing that I look at when I try to analyze Trump's behavior is I view him as like an influencer / narcissist. So I feel like he likes easy wins. I think that's why he doesn't want to support Ukraine because it's not guaranteed. I think it's why he wanted the war to end in Israel-Palestine just to get it like to say like, oh, look, I sold this war. He doesn't really give a fuck. I feel like there's a world where he does something with Venezuela or Colombia or in South America because it's like an easy, epic, bombing win. And then you just like move on from that,
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. It's definitely possible, but I don't know. I feel like I feel like those easy wins are going to be hard to come by because right now he's just like surface level going through all the things on Project 2025.
Yeah.
But he might get more.
I also still, by the way, how they all openly lied about that and they like wink, wink, XD. Like Trump's like, oh yeah, this is a great dude. And like nobody cares about the fact they all like.
Didn't he say that he would never do it?
I've never heard about this. I don't know anything about it. He said it over and over again, and now it's like, haha, yeah, this guy's a bot. He's a cool Project 2025 guy. They all have villain names too.
because they are villains. These are literally the cartoon villains that people would write about.
Well,
I don't
a little,
like,
but they're dumber than cartoon villains, which is in some ways
Yep.
sad, and in some ways, yeah.
Well, some of them are. I don't know about Stephen Miller. That guy could be.
Oh, true.
Like,
Just Trump
that
is
guy
stupid,
seems like an
unfortunately.
actual- Yes, I think everybody else just like there could be some smart people in there that just not smart in the sense of like they know what they're doing, but like smart as an evil, and just waiting for their opportunity for Trump to die down or to like kind of like do a Reagan where he gets too old to function, and then they can kind of like be president proxy, kind of like Nancy Reagan. That's my thinking, but who fucking knows? Who fucking knows? Either way, my last question for you: what do we do about like? I see that regular Republicans can parrot like Russian talking points. They're just talking points in general, but specifically from Russia is a little scary because the things that they say are one for one with like what Putin and other Russian propaganda will say, but they don't have any of the underlying facts like that. I keep bringing him up because I don't want to give him clout, but that skinny brown guy that you were debating with who had the InfoWars shirt during Pingburn. I don't know what his name is. They didn't say it, but he was like parroting like Russian talking points. Like,
Oh, the really young kid?
Yeah, I understand that he's like a griper retard.
Yeah, sure.
So he's yeah. Like I get that, but it's kind of scary to me at least that he can parrot them so expertly that especially like the NATO ones where he's like, yeah, NATO threatens Russia. Like, of course it does. Like, look at how close it's getting. But then when it comes to fucking Ukraine and Native Americans, he's like, so who cares if they lost their country? Get fucked. It's a little weird to me. I don't know how to counter that. Like, not necessarily just Russian information, but like, I don't know how to get our side to be able to parrot these talking points like as effectively as these other people do.
I mean, you're never going to be as effective as like, I don't want to say the fascist word, but as like people that are in cults. One thing that who did I read this from? I think I was just reading quotes. But it felt true, hopefully. Or it was a paragraph or something. But something about how like evil always overplays its hand, and that's why it tends to fail. So, you know, the downside to all the ridiculous talking points is that they can never constrain themselves. So eventually it just gets so ridiculous and wacky that it all kind of falls apart anyway. So maybe, I don't know, we'll head in that direction. But
we'll see, I guess. We'll see. I just fucking hate Trump. It's just the beginning of it. I fucking hate Trump. Oh wait, actually, I have one more question, but it's low-key Fed posting. But like, what do you think the response should be from like a civilian perspective to ICE? Would you agree with like, well, not would you agree?
I think that there's actually a time where it's funny and semi-ironic. But like this is where like technically the Democrats can like, you know, I've been saying and everybody's been saying like, oh, and they're doing a good job of this. Democrats being like patriotic and, you know, we like the flag and we like the Constitution. That's important. Like, I think this is a big states' rights opportunity. Was it Pritzker who said that ICE wasn't going to be authorized to use any of his state's resources, or was it a mayor that said this?
It was Pritzker.
I think it's like states' rights time, I think, for states to step up and be like, yeah, you know, this is not only a sanctuary city or state or whatever now, like we're not sharing any resources with you anymore. We're not cooperating anything beyond, you know, the bare minimum that's required by law, which I don't even know what can be required by law in terms of federal state cooperation. So let them enforce everything on their own, you know, don't fuck their phone calls, you know, whatever else. I think, yeah, and as little cooperation with federal authorities as possible. If they're going to continue to act like belligerent dictators, that's not... Like, federal authorities are not here to usurp the state power. Well, conservatives used to be about that a lot, but they don't care anymore, I guess, because they're the federal power. But yeah, I think the Democrats need to get on that more. They're starting to, though.
You don't think it would lead to clashes, like between
maybe
state and federal groups?
But I mean, like we have to get over that. The other side, like, imagine playing chicken with somebody that you know is always going to give up. Right?
Yep.
You always win.
We did this before during the Cuban Missile Crisis, where it was like they looked each other in the eyes and then Russia blinked. Except this time, fucking we're the ones blinking. The Democrats are the ones blinking. I don't think the conservatives would actually fight. I don't think they would actually like take up arms and fight against the woke and like die a bloody war for it or for Trump. They would never do that. I don't.
Yeah.
So I think it is good to show force back to make them scared because they basically see us as stupid pussies right now.
Yeah, but we need to do a better job on the left, and this is really hard. I know we hate this, especially after BLM and everything, but we have to not demonize cops. We have to show solidarity with police officers who are state police over federal authorities, and we can't just blanket all of them. Like, I think it's okay to have problems with. You know, like with policing and racial profiling and all that. That's okay, but we need to recognize that there is a difference between our state police, our city police, and like federal authorities coming in and be able to notice that separation. I think that's an important thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. What about from a civilian perspective? Let's say there were people who were like doxing ICE agents or whatever to like go and like I don't know egg their house or slash their tires or something. Is that something that like necessarily you would advocate for, but it's understandable to you at least?
I mean, a lot of stuff is understandable, but I don't think, yeah, probably not the best idea yet. Yeah.
That's fair. I just see like I me personally, I don't like the ICE wears masks. It makes me feel like they're bullies, and it really like pisses me off. Because I feel like a lot of these individuals, like individually speaking, they'll go free. There might be like one or two that like get like big name arrests to like have your scapegoat or whatever, assuming they even get prosecuted at all. But I don't know. I'm not saying that like it would be good to dox them, but I think there should be some punishment for these regular fucking people who are just hiding who they are so they can commit these horrible fucking crimes.
Yeah, I think there's something to be said for protecting your identity if you're doing like lawful stuff. I can see both sides of that. But obviously, where we're at now, we're so far over the line. Like, if the president is using you as like a paramilitary force to go and bully other states, and you're also masking your identity at the same time, while also being legally granted, exclusive authority on violence to use against citizens, that doesn't sit right. That shouldn't sit right with any American. That's not okay.
Or you can legally racially profile. That's the part that's like really upsetting. That these ICE agents can come up to actual just random brown people and harass the fuck out of them.
Yep.
And nothing will happen, even if they're wrong. Even if okay, you were a citizen, they'll just like spit on you, say fuck you, and then when you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna report you, you just sound like a stupid cuck because they're just gonna laugh at you. Oh, okay, yeah, report me, dumbass.
Yeah.
It's a little fucking unfortunate. But okay, it'd be like that sometimes, I guess.
It do be like that, yeah.
It do be like that. Well, it was nice chatting with you. Quick question before I go: are you gonna watch Dunk and Egg? The new Game of Thrones show.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, I thought you loved Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I thought you loved. No, I didn't even watch House of the Dragon.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I just got an idea watching. Somebody in chat just said, "Let states pass demasking laws." You know what would be based?
Yep.
Is for when Trump leaves office, and if we ever finally do this like truth and reconciliation bullshit or whatever, the oh no, fuck. I was gonna say, instead of the federal government going after Trump or any of the people involved, there should be like a class action with like all 50 states or whatever doing it. But the venue and the jurisdiction would still be federal, so it wouldn't matter. It could still be like pardoned by a future Republican president, so it wouldn't matter. Never mind. Fuck.
Yep. What about pardon reform laws? I feel like those should be passed. I feel like do you agree with pardoning like as an executive power of the president, like at all, just in general?
I feel like the issue that I have is that I read through the Federalist Papers and there's nothing in there about pardoning. I don't know where pardon power comes from. I think it's just like a formality and like a nice thing like for exceptional times. But I really do feel like pardoning is kind of like a big fuck you to the judicial system, to the jury, to the people, to judges. I don't know 100% why necessarily needs to exist. But I will say one thing that is like a very difficult conversation to figure out is like we can't legislate or write rules for everything that a person could do to break the law, right? Like for January 6th, for instance. Well, not just that, but like for January 6th, they were going to break the ECA. They wanted to break the law. They knew that was the law. They were going to break it. And I feel like, yeah, like Donald Trump knows he can't just get rid of birthright citizenship with an executive order. That's crazy. So the idea of us just like, okay, we just need to patch all of these different loopholes that they could use to abuse the government. Like if somebody really wants to break the law or break the rules or do something crazy, like they're going to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess the answer is just a judicial response when Trump leaves office, but who knows?
The problem is not even just that we have one branch of government that's fucked, which is the executive. The Supreme Court is iffy. They're kind of there, but it's that Congress, the Republicans in Congress have given up their power to the president. Like Mike Johnson and all these guys, they basically decided we're not going to do anything. We're not going to oversee the tariffs. They through part of the big beautiful bill. Remember when they did that 1 day is now an infinite number of days, so we're never going to review the president's tariffs. Yeah, the Republicans in Congress were really happy to just have their power completely usurped by the president. So Congress has vested all of their authority in him, and now they just sit by idly like cucks and do nothing.
Yep, it's because they've learned that's what reward. That's the reward. They get rewarded by Trump, by their fucking electorate if they just follow Trump, whatever.
Yeah.
That's how they get elected. That's how they make their money. So yeah, it makes sense that Mike Johnson would do nothing because that's what he wants. I think it's just so ridiculous that he's still holding the government. The only reason the government's still shut down is because of the Epstein files, right? Because of that one new lady that they don't want to reopen the government.
No, I think it's No, that Mike Johnson could swear her in. He doesn't need the government. He's lying about that. The reason why they don't want to reopen it is because I don't think they want to budge on the healthcare thing.
Yeah, for the Medicaid cuts, right?
Yeah. Which I don't even know where we're at on that. I don't know if Republicans are negotiating or talking or what. I don't know what the fuck. I haven't heard anything about this at all. So, but I haven't been reading.
Yeah, to me it seems like they're not talking at all. It seems like the strategy is to just say, "Well, the Democrats don't want to negotiate. The Democrats don't want to negotiate," over and over and over again. I guess until something catastrophic happens. Like I don't know what the end game is. It feels like every day they're just like, "Okay, we just need to stall one more day," which is fucking. I don't know. It's just really weird to me. I don't even know how Republicans are reacting to this because you would think obviously Republicans have no principle, so it doesn't matter. But you would think that they would side with the Democrats or at least understand their point of view because they did this to Obama and to Biden all the fucking time. Constantly fucking stalling their shit. So or refusing to negotiate, I mean.
Not doing anything. Yeah. McConnell literally said, right, I'm gonna make him a one-term president.
Yep. There's that onion meme of fucking they decided to stall the Congress by moving like 1 foot at a time or something.
I remember that video. Yeah, they're like walking to work or something. Fuck, what was this? Yeah.
They're all like holding arms. Yeah, it's really cute. But yeah, I don't know. It's a lot to take in right now. But don't worry, guys. I'm sure everything will work out at the end. Let's remain optimistic, guys.
Yeah. All right.
Who knows? Well, it was nice chatting with you, bro.
Yeah.
Peace out, guys. Read Pragmatic Papers, please. Volume 30. It's amazing. Read Black Caviar. Read all of them, but read Black Caviar. Okay. Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye.
Have fun. Be careful. Let me use the restroom and get a rebel. 1 sec.